Welcome to Love Always Self. I'm Shyra.
Hi, y'all. I'm Karista, and we're so happy that you are here and joining us today. I tell you what, I am just feeling super excited. And I I mean, I have reasons, but at the same time, it it's so much excitement. I don't know what to do with it all. But I guess first, we should let you know that we are really excited about our next venture that's coming up. We have a mini series that we are currently recording and are launching in February. So we're going to have four awesome episodes where people share their experiences with awakening, self awareness, connecting with source, connecting with their self, and just expanding on love all around them. So we're super excited to be sharing those with you in the next few weeks. So yay, stay tuned. And those will be in addition to our regular weekly episodes.
I'm so pumped. These conversations have been so clutch for me.
Oh my
And
gosh,
just
yes.
listening to other people's journeys into their own awakening, spirituality, woo woo adventures, whatever it is that we throw names at. It's just
Mhm.
been fantastic to listen to their stories. So we have Lance, we have Eden, we have RJ, and we have Inner Blooms Alexa, which I'm so freaking excited
Yeah.
about. But yes,
Yes, yes.
so
Oh,
many good ones.
and, it's not to say that there aren't lower vibrational experiences amongst this journey in connecting with source. So it's not all love and rainbows and unicorns. There's definitely some tough lessons that are learned throughout these life experiences on this journey. It's uh, finding the beauty and the love that is intertwined within these experiences that are meant for our highest and greatest good. So, really hope that you join us for those. Again, we're going to be launching those every week in February, and this is 2022.
Right.
Just a note if you weren't aware.
So we're keeping it seasonal. We'll
Hmm.
do this once a year.
Hmm.
And again, yes, it is in addition to our standard weekly episodes. So
Hmm.
that's just really fun. And of course, it'll also be on both audio and you can watch it visually on YouTube, which is just Love Always Self on the tube. So
On the tube.
on the tube.
And, I think some of what my excitement is stemming from, at least, what I've noticed this morning is I've been waking up in the mornings with these like creative downloads, just these, drops of big dreams and ideas that we want to create and move into fruition in the future, hopefully this year for a lot of them. And it's just, I'm so excited for all of these dreams to create them into reality. And this morning, I was like, it's not just about being excited for the future, it's about bringing that excitement into the now
Mm.
and just reveling in the beauty of that energy and how that helps ignite these fires of movement forward. And this is, just one of the steps in manifestation that I am focusing on in this moment is bringing again that excitement that I have for those future dreams to come true
Yeah.
and bringing that into the now and being excited for my now moments and how those will influence that creation moving
Well,
forward.
well, and that's kind of like what it's all about, right? Is being more present and allowing that emotional state of what can I create, even if you know that what you're creating will be like something that's produced later on in the future. You're still in the period currently of creating. So it
Mhm.
kind of allows you to have that like energetic flow which is what allows you to bring in the abundance. And I'm getting all tangled up here. It like allows you to bring in the abundance and all that fun stuff. And it's entertaining to me because it is one of those times where I just keep getting these messages, whether it's from other, content creators out there that are in the same space, or but it's repeated. And it's like 2022 is going to be this year of um remembering who you really are, what you're really connected to, what you're actually capable of, bringing in more of the heart-centeredness space, and really living life from that space.
Mhm, mm,
That's been a repeated message as well. And then
mhm,
just something I keep getting, like little nuggets of information, is it can only go up from here. And that's what
mm,
I just keep hearing from my guides. It can only go up from here. Um, and it's something to be said, especially in the times that we're living in right now. It's something to be said about whether we take all of that and we set in motion a direction and awareness towards the aspects of how these challenges can bring us into a more or a better space, right?
mhm,
Like how we can grow and learn and just become this different type of human race.
mhm.
Anyway, so this is all like
You
the
know,
I feel like
what
that
I
excitement's
kept
coming from
getting,
there.
the word that kept coming to mind was renewal. Like,
Mhm.
there's just this sense of renewal, in the energy right now,
Yeah.
and it just we have an opportunity to create the new normal, right? There's almost been this resistant to, what is this, the new normal? And yeah, yeah, we're in charge of that. We get to create that. We get to make changes on how we live and how we choose to bring in, different energies, and how we decide to learn or
Yeah.
not from the past.
I keep seeing this like thought of your our reality is going to change, and it's going to change for the better. The way our economic standards are structured is going
Mm,
to change.
mhm.
And I think it's going to cause some confusion, a little bit of chaos, but I'm
Oh,
thinking that just
absolutely.
let's not even focus on that. Let's focus on the outcome of it, right? And then I keep feeling like the way we work is changing.
Mhm, mm,
The way our home lives are, and our family dynamics are, the way that's structured, it is also changing, but for the better. I mean, think of like all the time we spent with our families, like especially during lockdowns and things like that. Like you were really
mhm,
stuck with
mhm.
getting to know those people like on a 24/7 basis versus
Yeah.
like at a work job 8 hours a day, and then you only see them for like dinners
An
and
hour,
movies and
yeah.
weekends, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, no, no. It's like 24/7 now. So so I mean,
for
but I
those that still work at home, yes.
right. True. True.
Yeah.
But
I'm not in that boat anymore.
oh, sorry. But I mean, I think just based off of, all of those learning curves and the desires of what you want, what you don't want, like all of that feels like it was thrown in our faces intentionally. Like it just feels like it was intentional, and there was a lot of things that happened, and I get that was not probably feeling very great for a lot of folks. But at the end of the day, for those of us that are still present, we have an opportunity to learn and grow from here, right? We have an
Mhm, mhm,
opportunity to take what we've developed over the course of the last few years and move forward with that,
mhm.
in a more, again, heart-centered space and community and effort and things of that nature. Anyway, I can go on and on.
I'll tell you something that I learned over the past 2 years is the value of a hug.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I the my hugging life has definitely, increased small amount in it, just a little bit, having returned to work, but
Yeah.
it's like there's so much more intention behind those embraces,
Mm.
and it's God, it just makes my heart swell because I feel like there's such that need for, a interaction, right?
That
We've been
human
starved
connection.
of this, yes, human connection, and I'm excited about how we're going to be um, integrating all of these last 2 years and everything that we've missed and learn to appreciate our interactions with people again.
Yeah.
And I really hope that we can start making those changes, those small adjustments where we are learning to appreciate each person, recognizing that they're going through their own struggles that we aren't privy to,
Right.
and just having more compassion and kindness and just love behind our interactions. And, I just keep thinking back to this conversation that I had with a friend recently and, or an acquaintance. And, they were missing so much love in their life
Mm.
and they were feeling so lonely. And I can't tell you like how like deep that hug was. Like it was just full on, oh, let me just love on you for a
Aw.
second, sweet person. And it's back to that manifestation thing because they were so focused on what they didn't have and they were missing out on the amount of love that was already present and around them.
Yeah.
So rather than focusing on the missed love or those empty spaces, really focusing deeper on the abundance that is there and is already around us, and allowing that to kind of consume us so that we are okay if we recognize that we have everything within us and
Yep.
already around us. We're
Yep.
connected always. um, and then once we are focused on all of the things that we already have presently, more will be brought to you.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
how I mean, if you think about it, if we come, this is my belief system, right? But if we come from a space that doesn't have the density of judgment, right? So we come from a space that just doesn't feel judgment towards experiences. It's
Mhm.
an awareness of, how do I say this in human language? But it's like, it's an awareness of every opportunity is a learning and growth opportunity. Every opportunity is a point of creation of thought and awareness and what I like, what I don't like, that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So if we come from that space and if that's what the energy works with, then it is logical to think that w- that particular aspect of our environment doesn't know to judge that what you're feeling is positive or negative, right? So I'm going to go somewhere with this, I promise. So if you're constantly on the thought process of creating uh, scenarios in your head or that, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And then that's what you're bringing into you because, again, it's possible that
Right.
this network that we're working with doesn't know or doesn't care to put a judgment towards that. So it's like, oh, that's what you want. Okay, let me give that to you over and over and over
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
So,
like, sorry, I'm just, I want to clarify something. So, recognizing that when we are in a space of lack, we are
mhm.
judging our internal, external environment for not being enough.
Right.
Is that, I'm just
So
making sure I'm on the same page.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we being in this density in this
Mhm.
reality, we have learned to place judgment on those things, right?
Mhm.
Universal transactions on how it releases energy and things of that nature, it doesn't place judgment on those types of things. It just says you're creating and learning,
Mhm.
right? Or
Mhm.
that's the feeling. So if your constant point of view and thought process is to have a place of lack, and that's what you're constantly focused on, constantly seeking, universe will provide that for you, right? That won't feel good because, again, we're here in this density dealing with these types of emotions and thought processes and teachings that that's a judgment, that's not good. I don't want any of that. That doesn't feel good, right?
Mhm.
So I'm talking about shifting your perspective, zoom out into that place of no judgment, right? And think about it from that stance. So you can now bring your awareness to what it is that you do want and your thoughts and your focus, your actions, your intentions, all of that, emotions, right? Are then placed on what it is that you do want in a more positive aspect so the universe can start providing that to you because
Mhm.
that's how the law of attraction works. It doesn't
Mhm.
know about those
Mhm.
judgments. It doesn't care about any of that, right?
Mhm.
So just something to fish around on. I was
Let
like,
it stew.
let that stew for a minute. Right.
And when you keep getting repeated events, repeated situations, repeated experiences, then that's a sign from we'll take it as a sign from the universe, but that's also a sign from you that you are pulling in these things because there's a lesson behind it that hasn't been learned yet.
Yeah. I mean, if we could just open a freaking book and it starts writing all of our stuff down for us, right? It's like I'm thinking of this like really cool sci-fi movie in my head that I could, oh, we should just totally create this. But like you open a book and it's just like it's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy type book where it's just digitized and all of a sudden your thoughts show up on the book and you're like, holy shit, I'm thinking about all that right now. And then like a few pages later, you can just scroll through and see what it's going to bring back to you. Wouldn't that be fucking amazing? Like, and then you're like, oh my God, I got to change my thoughts. I don't want any of that stuff in the later pages, right? Like,
Okay. All right. So because you said book, I got to mention I'm reading another called, excuse me, from Brian Wise.
ooh,
So yeah, I already read Many Lives, Many Masters. This one is, I think it's Same Master, Many Bodies. I don't remember exactly what it is. Sorry, there's a tag over the
we'll link
one
it
of the
below.
words. Yeah, yeah, and it talks about this psychologist. What he ended up finding through his work was he was able to use hypnosis to do past life regressions. And through those past life regressions, people were able to see triggering events where traumas and their way of life currently may have been rooted
Mm.
in. And in this book, he begins to do, I don't know what he calls them, forward progressions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
I'm
and
intrigued.
so I've only read one of the stories where he did this, but basically, he was able to move a woman forward, and she was able to see two different timelines depending on whether or not she learned lessons in this lifetime.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it was, do you want to continue to bring these anxieties forward and these experiences? What was it? I think she was um different racial biases or something like that that she was experiencing in
Whoa.
lives over and over again, but from different perspectives. And
Ooh.
she had to learn to let go of those you know biases, those anger, the resentment, and learning to see the unique individual beauty of each person's life, the value of human life. And she was able to make changes in her current life and started moving towards you know i- releasing those patterns
Oh my
that
goodness.
have caused repeat experiences throughout different past lives.
So it's basically my book idea, but with PLR. Those PLRs will jack you up, man. I'm not even gonna like the experience that I had was so out there that it caused me to question everything after that.
I
That
I would really like to do one this year, a past
oh,
life regression.
I'll send you her details because she studied with Brian Weiss
Right.
and she's just absolutely incredible. And if you're here locally in Austin, we'll link her contact information down below. But you can also go back
Mhm,
to my actual PLR story, and her information's there as well.
mhm.
But
Mhm.
anyway, I'm just, you know, I have to mention this because it's so on topic right now. Um, when I did my PLR, and one of the lives that I visited of a loss of, um, oh, this might be triggering, so trigger moment for those of you listening. Um, but I had lost a, my whole family, and I was murdered. And at the time that I was murdered, I was also pregnant. So what's very interesting to me is after experiencing that emotional trauma, coming back into current me, present me reality, um, within what, a month, weeks?
Not even. It was weeks.
That's when I had found out I had cervical cancer.
Yeah.
So, and then I had to go through and experience and
God, I just got full
navigate.
body chills.
Yeah. It was almost like a fair warning. This is part of your
This is something
releasing.
you need to know now.
Right. 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 Like, yo.
You need
Um
this in your awareness.
yeah. But it was kind of like uh that lifetime I didn't get to work out any of those traumas. This
Mm.
lifetime I was not only faced with the loss of those functionalities in my body, traumatic
Mhm.
experience, face of, potential of not even being here anymore, and like dealing with all of that, but coming out on the other side feeling grateful that I have actually experienced something like that because it woke me the F up, right?
And
So,
learning to love your body and
mhm,
appreciate it for carrying you through this life and having compassion for all of the traumatic events that it has experienced in this life too,
yeah.
especially, having gone through the hysterectomy and everything.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, that PLR experience was something to be said. I mean, had I known, I mean, granted, when I was going through all that right then and there, the last thing I was thinking about was the PLR,
Right.
I'm looking back at it now and I'm just thinking of like,
Mhm.
holy crap, like that happened,
Yeah.
I didn't make any of that up. At first I did. At first I thought I did make it up. Like I questioned everything going through that. Like, wait a minute. Was that real? Did that happen? Is that a real story? Did I just make all that shit up? Did I see all that in like my head? Right? Like,
Thank goodness for the recording.
thank God for the recording, right? And going back and listening to it. But then I listened to other people's stories and their experiences. The oh my God, the similarities of the whole like galaxy trip thing that I
Mm.
took when I was doing my PLR.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to other people explain it the exact same way, I was like, that's not fake. Can't make that up. I don't know those people. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's wild. Anyway, try it out. I recommend it. I recommend it. Just brace yourself.
Yeah, I think, having an intention or if there's, a specific area that you want to learn about, or if there's a specific, like, I don't want to say a mood ailment, but that was the words that came to mind. But,
Yeah.
you know, these can be beneficial and helpful, and they're done by licensed psychologists or psychiatrists.
Psychologist, I believe.
And they're trained in hypnotherapy. And just to clarify, from my understanding of what I've learned from hypnotherapy, is it is not a mind control thing. It
No.
is allowing you to relax into a deeper state so that you are able to connect with deeper levels of your consciousness, and you are um, aware the entire time
Oh
and
yeah.
are able to come out of it at any time, and also able to say no if you don't wanna be somewhere too, is my understanding.
Oh yeah. And that's why it's important to make sure that you're going to somebody that is experienced with that, because they're
Mhm,
not gonna. So like I didn't feel any physical pain from witnessing
mhm,
those moments again or reliving those moments again. There was no physical aspect of it. I will say that, like when I saw my grandmother on the other side, that made me cry because I
mm,
was so happy. But it was kind of like that tears of holy crap,
mm.
like this is amazing kind of feeling, this
Yeah,
overwhelming sense of love. But it was just I will say that, like, for me personally, afterwards, um, I just had all of these thoughts of how it's all connected
Mhm.
and how the sense of time did not exist in that space either. Like, I felt like I was in and out within minutes, and it had been like almost 2 hours.
Mm. Mhm.
So that was another trip,
Yeah, just
you know?
a time trip
Right.
altogether.
Right. But I mean, I think there are some thought processes that would be easier for you to experience a PLR if you just let go of it. If
Mhm.
you set no expectations on your experience whatsoever going in, I had all these expectations of what it was going to be like when I went in. Was not at that, and so that would probably be my biggest advice is drink a lot of water.
Mhm. Before and after.
Drink a lot of water. I experienced sensitivity coming back.
Mhm.
Uh,
And some nausea as well.
Holy crap. Yeah. And what's interesting is I didn't take any water with me, and I should have, because as soon as I got home and drank a glass of water, nausea was completely gone, like it never even existed.
Mm.
It wasn't even
Mhm.
a gradual fade, it just went away. It was like I needed this earth element to ground me.
Wada, wada, wada.
Wada, 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 wada. And it's a damn good earth element, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
anyway, I don't even know where I was going to go with all that. But yeah, I think it's great. I think everyone should have that experience. Minus the nausea.
Yeah. Oh, man. I am still just feeling pumped.
Get it,
I'm
get it.
just pumped. I'm so excited. Again, still, no necessary specific reason, just excited for this life, excited for all the things that are, you know, I'm dreaming about, that we're dreaming about, that, we have, that we want to make and create. I think just knowing and having this dream.
So, for our listeners, what is it that you want to create?
Yes.
Where are you going in your every now moment?
What gets you excited?
What makes you excited? What builds you up? What fills up your heart? And how can you feel and live your everyday life from a more heart centered space?
Mhm, mhm,
Do something nice, open the door for somebody,
mhm.
smile and wave at a complete
Give
stranger,
thanks.
say thank you, wake up every morning and find
Mm,
one minimally reason to be grateful.
mhm, mhm. Give compliments to other
Mm,
people and yourself.
yeah,
Dream. Dream
dream.
big. You don't have to be a child to have big dreams. Remember, no dream is too big or small to be excited for.
Well, and I like to say I'm a child of God anyway. So if that's the
Mhm.
case, then I'm just a child and I don't care.
Always.
Always.
Can't stop the feeling.
I knew you were going to do it. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for
Yeah,
it.
had a little JT in my head this morning.
We are silly today,
Oh,
and I love it.
yes, yes. So maybe we need to go play.
Mm-hmm.
Go play.
Go play.
Anybody ready to go play?
Let's do this. Find some. Ooh, and you're gonna go woo woo shopping today, so that's exciting.
Yes. 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 I'm going to go to the Austin Witches Market, which is this weekend. And so, from my understanding, what I've looked back is that it happens several times a year.
Oh,
So, yeah, I think I looked up like 3 different dates from last year. So, we'll go again later.
I'm gonna go visit my lovely parents today.
Mhm, mhm,
Drop off the nugget to him.
mhm.
Nuggets Webster, the dog. I call him Nugget
Not
for
other
a
kind of
reason.
nuggets.
He would leave me little nugget surprises when he was a puppy. It was not pleasant, so he got the nickname Nugget. Super gross.
Pillow nuggets.
Yeah, just right there on the pillow. Here you go, Mom. Boop. Wake up to that.
Oh Oh man. Alrighty, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, exciting, dream-filled day. So glad that you could join us and keep looking out for new exciting things from Love Always Self, including the People's Journey launching in February. And
Yay!
yeah, don't forget to love first
Love last.
and love always.
We nailed it this time. All right.
Yeah. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, listener, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us in this moment. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and we look forward to our next connection.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow to stay notified of new content from Love Always Self. If you have any questions or topics you'd like for us to discuss, please hit us up on any of our social media platforms linked in the show notes below.
I'm Karista.
And I'm Shyra.
And until next time, remember to love first,
Love last,
and love always. Love Always Self podcast is meant for entertainment purposes only. We do not make any warranties about the completeness, reliability, and accuracy of the information presented in this podcast. Any action you choose to take upon the information in this podcast is strictly done so at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of our podcast. Any and all medical concerns should be addressed with a licensed healthcare provider, as well as any questions that may be derived from the information discussed in this podcast.